Live it on the thing there. Yeah. Text message I read, yo. I know I'm in your head, yo. But you should come in at me bed, yo. So we can make love to be dead.
Hey guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is going to be a tutorial obviously on this, but I also want to include a lot of new products and some products that I'm testing out for the first time, things that I've never used. So it's kind of like a not really first impressions, because I don't really give you my opinion on them, but you might recognize these products as like newer. So if you have these products and you want to see them in action, this is a good video. The eyeshadow palette that I'm using today is this one from Urban Decay. It is the most gorgeous palette I've seen in a long time. This is definitely like my go-to. It's just so pretty, and it's like Urban Decay. Like, Urban Decay is awesome. I have that, and I'm also trying some Pixi glitters. That is what I have on my lids. Here's one of them. Obviously not the one that I'm using, but like, look how gorgeous. Also, I'm wearing a new highlight palette. This one is from Pixi. It's called Subtle Sunrise, but then there's also this one, Delicate Dew. They're both really pretty. I will like swatch them for you. Of course, like Milk Mascara, Hydro Mist from Becca, and like a few other things that I'm like trying out for the first time today. So I hope that you guys think this look is pretty. If you guys want to see me create this or the tutorial, then please keep watching. And yeah. Alright, so first thing I've done is prepped my skin with eye cream, moisturizer. I'm going to start off with a primer because my skin is going through something. I don't know what the heck is going on. So I'm gonna add this Becca First Light priming filter. So this is going to kind of give my skin more of like a refreshed, bright, get rid of like the dullness. My face is rejecting something that I must have used. And then I'm just gonna press this all over. Just gonna do a little bit more around my eye area. So now that I have my primer, I'm going to pick up the Fenty Beauty foundation, and I'm using the shade 300. I like to work really fast with this foundation because, I mean, we all know how quick it dries if you own it. And because it is a water base, I don't like to apply it with my sponge because it instantly absorbs. Now before it fully sets, I'm going to take whatever's left on the palm of my hand. And now I can take my beauty sponge, just soften any harsh lines from the brush. Just make sure everything is nice and even. Perfect. I'm going to move on to concealer. I'm going to use the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade, what is the shade? Ginger. I like to get one side at a time. If I just go in and start striping my face, I could potentially create a lot of texture by letting it sit for too long, and then you trying to force the product to blend. Do a little bit at a time, and if you need a little bit more coverage, you can go back. I'm going to pick up a little bit of my Secret Brightening Powder from Laura Mercier. This is, even if I was to get a little bit of fallout and the shadow hits kind of my cheek area, as long as my cheek right here is dry, the shadow won't stick to it, and I can kind of just dust it off. So it doesn't have to be like baking or anything crazy, just set it. I'm going to take this one from Too Faced, the Shadow Insurance. And when I mean a little bit, I mean a little bit. That little speck is what I'm going to use for both of my eyes. So I'm actually going to be using this beautiful palette from Urban Decay called Born to Run. It has those shades that I only use in certain palettes. So like, I have a ton of palettes, and there's like those like one or two shades that I constantly go for, and I feel like this palette just has like all of those shades in like one palette. So it is, I don't know, it's so pretty. And these are the colors that like I typically always don't use. But I am feeling really inspired, so maybe you will soon. I created this look. I'll put it somewhere in the screen right here. If you guys are not following me on social media, please do. I'm going to start posting a lot of looks with this palette and many other palettes. So if you're not following me, link is down below, or just kind of click the screen. I'll take you right there. So the first color I'm going to use is called Riff. This one right here. I'm bringing this shadow all the way to the inner corner, to the outer corner. And then just slowly start building it until you get a nice saturated amount. And I have really light pressure with my brush. If you feel like you're typically a little bit more heavy-handed, just hold your brush a little bit further to the end of the handle, and you will naturally just have less pressure. And now I'm picking up the shade Punk. This shade here, and pack that color directly in my outer V, and then start buffing it out. I'm going to bring the smokiness of the shade Punk sort of above my crease, just so when I have my eyes open, you're still able to see where the smokiness is and where I want the depth. And then take the shade Reef and kind of just marry those colors together and continue buffing. Continue with the shade Punk. Now I want to connect the top lid with the lower lash line. So now we have like one continuous like smokiness all around my eye. And just kind of connect the top and the bottom together. Okay, so this is what you should have so far. I'm going to now pick up the next color that I'm going to pick up is, let's see, I'm going to pick up the shade Accelerate, this one right here. So I'm going to start packing this shade on. I'm going slightly above my crease to kind of just make sure you buff it out a little bit. And then I'm bringing it all the way into the inner corner. I'm taking a tiny little diffusing brush. This is the Luxe Crease Define. Right where these two shadows meet, you want to kind of buff them together. I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line a little bit more, so I'm taking this slightly deeper shade called Double Life. And with this color, you're just going to blend Punk and Accelerate together. So it's a nice little transition for the two colors. So the next thing I'm going to pick up is this Liquid Fairy Lights in the color Passion Lights from Pixi. First things first, apply a generous amount to the back of your hand, and then I'll just go in, pick it up with a flat brush, and just start tapping. Tap, tap, tap. I don't know, if that doesn't scream like summer night, I don't know what does. I want to make sure that I set really, really good in this area right here, because I typically don't get fallout, but I'll start to smudge myself in this area because the way my nose is, it's just very wide. So I just can't help it. My brush sometimes just gets in that area. So I have here a Stila liquid eyeliner. And now I'm just going to create a wing. A few coats of mascara. I'm using the Milk Cush mascara. This is actually the first day I'm trying it, and so far, I mean, for a mascara that is like a pretty big brush, which I'm normally not a fan of, and I like the brushes that are actually a little bit like more plasticky, like this really stiff ones. This one is not bad. Not bad at all. So just a little bit of that, and I am taking my Huda Beauty lashes in Sasha, I believe. Okay, so before I move on to the rest of my complexion, I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I'll be right back. And ta-da! Okay, so brows are done. Now I am going to continue on with my face. I'm going to take the Becca Hydra Mist. It's a set and refresh powder. No, it's a really weird thing to explain that a powder is wet. But it is. It's so weird. Okay, so small little brush. It has like a little net here so you can like really pick up the product, and then as soon as you're done using it, close it back up and seal it because you don't want it to get dried up. To apply this to the areas of my face where I want to be a little bit more matte. Don't really like to be matte, but in these areas here is where I get oily. So apply your powder there. And this actually feels really nice. Like my brush feels wet. It's the weirdest thing. Now I'm going to finally use this. I've had it in hand the whole time. So this is the Park Avenue Princess. I'm trying to go for like a stronger contour than I normally do. So I'm just going to keep kind of packing this on. I'm gonna get a little bit of like the side of my nose. I'm trying to decide between these two. Delicate Dew and then Settle Sunrise. I think I'm gonna go for Sunrise. I just think it'll like be a little bit warmer. Ooh, yes, that's so pretty. So I will pick up this shade right here, the pinkier one. I'm gonna get the high point of my cheek. Oh my gosh, yes. That is just... it is so pretty. Now, for my lips, I'm kind of debating whether or not I should go really heavy because I really just want to throw on this Fenty gloss and call it a day. Something like this will be fine. And my lips are super dry, so yeah, no liquid lipstick for me. I really do like it with the lip gloss. I think it would have just been too much, and this just kind of gives it a more wearable type of look. And yeah, definitely would have been too much. The eyeshadow glitter is Life. I love the Pixi stuff that I'm trying out today. So I hope that you guys enjoy this look. I will have my brow tutorial and my social medias. My everything you need to follow me is going to be down below, as well as all the products that I used in this video. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this look, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.